everyone. Welcome to episode number 33. We are going to be trying to talk about Amazon today. And not really just FBA, but, merchant fulfilled. I know Tonya does a lot of merchant fulfilled. I haven't even been sending anything in since like March. And I know April's got a different game plan now since a lot of the stuff that she was sending in is now restricted. So we'll be talking about that a little later on in the episode. You know how we work, so. But how's everybody doing this week?
Doing good.
Doing good. What about you, Miss April?
I've seen better weeks.
Yeah. April's sickies. I'm going to send you her address and you can all send her presents.
Yes.
April's like, I'm sick again. I'm sick again.
Chocolate chip cookies.
I need candy. Do you guys have that cookie delivery service?
I know, but I need to know about it. What is it?
Okay, we have Tiff's Treats. They've been around for like 20 years, and they'll deliver you hot, fresh cookies.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and it's like right by my house, too. I've never gotten them, but I know people that do, and it's like they're like fresh, and then they cook them, and they bring them to you, and they're still hot. It's like cookie delivery.
Sounds dangerous.
I know. Austin is such an enabler for, like, never leaving your house.
Right?
Because you can order anything, and it's just, like, there. It's like somebody's going to bring it to you. It makes you incredibly lazy. There's everything from, there's, like, 5 different grocery delivery services. Now the H-E-B has the curbside pickup, so you can order all your stuff online, and then you just drive up there, and they put it in your car. And like... Walmart has that too, but I don't like Walmart. And then there's like the alcohol delivery service. They'll just bring you booze.
What? Alcohol?
Yes.
I don't know about this.
Yes. They will bring you booze. There's like multiple ones. There's one that'll only bring you alcohol, and then there's one that'll bring you alcohol and food, like together.
Oh, wow.
And then all the food services. It's like, and then on top of Prime Now, we also have Google Express or something that just started where Google delivers you stuff in a couple hours.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, and then you can work from home, and then you can just have friends on Facebook, and then you never have to leave. It's like, and then you can buy UV lights, so that way you can get some sun while you're inside. And then you can get therapy online now too. Did you know that there's an app for that? So you don't even have to leave your house. But anyway, so did how's sales this week? Mine like fell away. I don't have anything to ship today.
Yeah. Mine picked up a little bit with those ornaments. Am I echoing?
No.
Okay.
Do I need to get some headphones?
I hear echo.
Do you? Let me go get some headphones. You guys
talk amongst yourselves.
You want me to give you a topic? I can give you a topic. No. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves.
What were you saying about your sales?
Well, they picked up a little bit with those ornaments I sold. Those Texas State Capitol ornaments. I sold 3 of them already. So I'm real excited about that. What about your sales?
Well, my sales, according to the Seller Hub, which I'm still getting used to. I actually opted out of it when it first came out because I hate change. But apparently they're up 54% from last month.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So it's a much, much, much different month than the really
Is that better?
I had in August.
Yeah. That's good, April.
Guys. These headphones too.
I'm still not on the Seller Hub. Can you believe that?
I thought it rolled out to everyone.
No.
Do you still have an option to choose? It rolled out to everyone like a month ago.
Well, nothing's changed for me.
I think
Use it.
maybe you still have the option to like use the old one. Like they haven't completely gotten rid of it, so you need to like change in if you want to.
Yeah, I don't want to. I tried it for a little while and I didn't like it. Like April said, I don't like change, but
yeah, I didn't like it either when I first got it. It took me a little over a week to even stop being mad at it. But then once you get used to it, you really like it. And I like the listing format a lot better, and I like the fact that the photos load while you're listing instead of having to load them on their own and you're just sitting there waiting on them to load. You know, they load within while you're working on it without it popping out and loading. I like it a lot more, and everything's more streamlined, and you don't have that extra button to press. So I remember when I got opted out by accident, like I wasn't opted out of the hub, but for some reason I couldn't get into the listing format, and I was doing a bunch of revisions, and having to click that like extra confirmation thing, waiting on it to come up and then clicking it was so slow for me. I was really irritated. I was like, I hate this. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, first world problems. I don't want to click an extra page. But let's see. If you have a question today on Amazon, go ahead and post it over in the chat, and then just put like question in big letters so it's really easy for us to see, because it's kind of hard to follow the chat with everybody talking to each other, and then you have a question and we kind of miss it. So, but yeah, my sales for the week were up. Like everything had been up. I'm only $162 away from my goal that ends tomorrow, but I didn't get any sales yesterday. So it kind of went like, yay, lots of money, and then like no money. But that's the way it goes, you know. I'm used to it on eBay. And I've been loving her. I've been like giving her stuff and paying attention to her. And she's like, go away. And then, yeah. So, has anybody picked up anything great this week? Gone shopping? Picked up some goodies? Who got treasures?
I did a haul video.
You did? I didn't see it.
Yep, I have a haul video up on my channel, and I literally went through every single item that I picked up on Saturday when I was in Akron.
I'll have to go check that out.
So what was the highlights? Like, what were your best ones?
My best pickups were an Oxford clothes suit, a two-piece.
You said Oxford club suit?
Oxford clothes, OXX.
Oh,
2X. And then I got a really, really awesome Robert Graham sport coat.
Nice. Have you already listed them?
No, because my boyfriend is in charge of listing the items that have to go on the male mannequin. I've listed all the other stuff that I needed to list, like the sweater that's on a mannequin. That stuff's listed, but the suits and stuff, not so much. He's not on it yet.
Those are expensive.
Yeah.
I will. Hang on.
And you make me want to sell suits.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little more to learn, but once you know it, it's such easy money.
Okay, so here's the used. These are the pre-owned suits that are listed. Let's look at the sales. Yeah, $200, $100. But what'd you pay for yours?
I'm sure I have one in here. I always have some in here. I paid $8 for my suit.
Well, there you go.
That's a good price.
If you look at the new ones, they are crazy pants on prices. Let's see. Where's it at? $1,000.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to speak as if I'm some authority because I'm not, but I believe that Oxford clothes are all bespoke. I don't think you can just go buy them off the rack. I think that when they're manufactured, they're all made for somebody special. Somebody with special dollars, because
those special kind of dollars that I don't have. My dollars don't look like their dollars.
Yeah. They're not out rummaging in the thrift stores looking for a single Oxford clothes suit, but I was.
What about you, Tonya? I know you went shopping, right?
Yeah, I got a couple things. I went garage selling last weekend, and I bought this. It's brand new in the box, and it's a Wolfstein. It's Anheuser-Busch. And the original price was $100 on it, and I paid 10.
Can you put it back up and hold it still? Oh, a Wolf Stein. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I paid $10 for it, and whenever I bought it thinking I was going to keep it, because I like wolves. But then I went and I looked on eBay, and one just like it sold for $108.
What?
So, yeah, so I'm thinking I might sell it. We'll see.
Yours is new, right? Is it new in the box?
Yeah, I mean it's still in the styrofoam and yeah.
How much do you like these things?
Right, maybe not that much. Okay, and then
here's the one that's sold.
Oh, wait.
That's the one you're talking about. Yeah. See, here's an auction fail. So you got one that sold for $108, and then this one, $20 bid.
Yeah.
Here's another auction fail. Yeah.
I like the 108 a lot better.
Yeah, me too. Let's see.
Okay, and then I got at a garage sale also, I think I paid $3 or $4 for these. I can't remember, but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this brand. It's called Charlie One Horse.
Charlie, what is it? Charlie
One, like a Charlie horse, but Charlie One.
Okay.
And they call them mules, but these are kind of like, I don't know. I think you can call them shooties too. Have you ever heard of that?
I've never heard of a shootie.
Like they're kind of like boots, but they're like, like a shootie.
I have a word that I learned exists. It's a shape called a squircle.
What?
It's a circular square. I actually have something keyworded squircle.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe you can have squircle shooties. Here's what they have going up on the completeds on your shooties.
And I think that they're a Lucchese brand also.
Yeah, I saw Lucchese up here.
And they're like new. They smell brand new. And the bottom's not really worn.
Yeah, wow. Some of them are $80 on those. 65.
Yeah. I'm going to ask at least 50.
Sorry. Lucchese's are so expensive. I bought my husband just a black pair, but they were kind of glossy, but there wasn't anything special about them, and the gloss was gone after a month. And they were $280, just for black boots.
Yeah.
But I bought them 5 years ago, and he still has them and wears them, so.
That's good.
That's the glory part about boots.
Mm-hmm.
My dad gets them sold,
Yeah.
That's like a good suggestion. Yeah, that's a good suggestion for people that find them in the thrift store and they don't understand, because maybe they're not familiar historically with boots and how boots work. But if you've got a good quality pair, they get resold. People keep their boots forever. You don't just wear out your boots and buy boots,
Exactly.
Yeah, they get resold, as in sold, bottom of, not resold as in resale, but resold as in, Oh, that'd be a great name for a used shoe store, Resold.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so cute.
That is a good name.
Some of the high-end shoe companies do that as well. I know that for the right amount, Allen Edmonds will replace your sole. So
will Red Wing. Red Wing will, I need a new sole. Mine's broken. Mine's worn out. I've used it up. I didn't go. Did I go to the thrift store?
You did some RA.
I did RA. I did do RA, and I have been buying. I bought some. I call them tum-tums, but they're probably tsum-tsums. Well, I call them tsum-tsums. Yeah, cute. I don't know what they're called, but I've been buying I bought these, and they're doing pretty good on Amazon. I should probably send them in. I went ahead and listed them merchant fulfilled just because I already have them on eBay. And if I was consistent about sending stuff in, but you see that box right there is already tagged and ready to go, and it's been there for a month. And so I'm not consistent about sending in my stuff. So if I was putting shipments in, I would probably stick these in a shipment box.
Yeah, they'd be good stocking stuffers.
Yeah, I also bought if you have these at your Walgreens, these are Walgreens exclusive, and I always end up picking up the Walgreens exclusive makeup. They've been doing that for the last couple of years. And when it goes on deep clearance, I pick it up. And every Walgreens is different. Every Walgreens will clearance their items at a different time. I have picked up clearance on these makeup kits when they first released, the day they came out, and they're on clearance because that particular store doesn't have room for them because they're not part of their shelving plan. So the stores just kind of have to put them wherever they have space. And if it's one of those stores that has a smaller cosmetics area, they just clearance them out the day they hit the store. So I picked up these Barbie Walgreens exclusive sets. And instead of putting them individually, I just went ahead and priced them as a whole set. I have it priced at, I think, $119. But if you ever see them, the beauty books are the ones that do the best. So when I first started selling those, I was selling, it was when Maleficent, they had started doing the villains one. So Walgreens came out about 3 years ago, I think, with like villains exclusive. So they had Cruella and Maleficent and Ursula, and like the Evil Queen, I think. And the beauty books are what sell the best. Like, you'll get the most money out of the books because it includes everything inside.
Oh, that's cool.
And it'll also tell them how to do the makeup.
That'd be a great gift for like a young girl, like a teenager.
I sold and I'm pretty sure it went to an adult, but I sold an entire Snow White set, and it went for $169, and the guy paid express delivery because it was a gift. And it was the entire,
those are really cool. I've never seen those before. Like, is it just mixed in with all the other makeup?
No, they're gonna be on their very own shipper, like the cardboard display. So they'll be on their own shipper, and there are different locations in the cosmetic sections of every store. Some of them don't even put them out. Like, they just never even make it, and then they just end up on clearance at some point because they just don't have the room.
I'm gonna go get some. That's gonna be great gifts.
Yeah, but the beauty books do the best. Of all the ones that I've seen over the years, I got all the Frozen ones. I got when they came out with the special edition Ariel and Snow White and all of those. I had gotten those sets. I spent $350 walking into a Walgreens because I needed to get Band-Aids or something. And it was like, and chips. I've been doing it by chips all the time. No. Yeah, I had to get like Band-Aids or something, and it was like they had all of them on clearance, and they were new, but they just, since there were so many sets of them, I think there was like 2 aisles of shippers, and they had them sitting up on the top shelf where nobody could even reach them, and they had them like 60% off or something. I was like, here, just put them in my cart. All of them.
Right.
Yeah, the cosmetics lady was like super excited. She was just like, you would think I was buying them for her. She was just like, oh my goodness, this is so awesome. But yeah, so I picked those up, but I've been doing a lot of accidental RA. I bought some K-cups and stuff that they had at the grocery store for $3, and it said like a discontinued flavor. So I always try to watch out for that when things are discontinued, discontinued flavors, discontinued products, and people are really they really want that stuff. When you get a flavor that you like, or you have something that you really like, and then it's not there anymore. So
TL Treasures is asking, where are you selling those, on eBay or Amazon?
I put them on eBay.
Okay.
Yeah, I put them on eBay. I do have, I have listed them on Amazon before, and they do typically have listings because people have picked up over the last couple of years that they're worth selling. And it depends on how much you're buying them for at the stores. Because like I said, sometimes, they'll sell out and they're full price, and then other times they have the entire display and it's, $2.
What do the books retail for?
The beauty books, I think they're $12.95.
Okay, well that's not too bad. I mean, even if you had to pay full price for a gift, that's a good price.
Yeah, and they typically, like if you look at the beauty books right now, I think they're selling for $25 on
Wow.
eBay. Yeah. Barbie. 2016 beauty book.
Was that the Barbie one that you had, that yellow on black one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going for about $24.99, $24.36, and that's plus shipping. So, so even if you bought them full price, and you could still make, $5 if you, ran a business like that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Whoever thought of that?
Yeah, I've done them all kinds of different ways. You have to be really careful if you buy anything that has like glue. So be careful of like the eyelash kits that have glue. I noticed that the Barbie one doesn't have it. These eyelashes don't come with glue. The other ones, the Ariel ones and Snow White and Elsa and all of, they had glue. The glue dries up. It goes bad. And also be careful of anything that has a liquid eyeliner. If you're, if it doesn't sell right away, those things dry out after some time.
Yeah.
And that's what I picked up. I did get all of my OA stuff came from Disney Store, and I got all that listed.
Yay!
And I'm really nervous about it because it's not a product that I bought thinking that it was going to turn right away. So it's waiting until Christmas time for it, and I'm like super nervous because I invested so much money in it that it's like I kind of want my money back.
Right? Did you put best offer on all your items?
I didn't. Yeah. I wanted the price that I put.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do that a lot too. Like sometimes I'll go ahead and create the listing. I buy it now, and then I'll let it sit there for like a month. And if I don't get what I want, then I'll go ahead and add a best offer. Yeah,
fortunately, they're not a product that is coming back, so they're discontinued. They were like limited edition, and so it's like they're not producing any more of them. So it was kind of low risk in that they're not producing any more of them, so they're not coming back. And so if somebody wants it, they're just going to have to get it from somebody on eBay or Amazon because the stores don't have them. So what was your best sale this week? So with April. April, what was your best sale?
Best sale.
No, don't hold back. We know you sold some good stuff.
I sold a shirt. It was like $30.
Before Deb goes and just exposes all my stuff, my best sale was a Yves Saint Laurent suit.
Oh yeah.
That I misspelled Laurent, and it sold for $170.
Wow. What'd you pay for it?
Would I pay for it? I paid $5 for it, but here's a funny story about this suit. I remember when I picked it up and I reached out to Ronnie Hart, hope he's watching, because the pockets and the inside were still sewn shut. And I'm like, I don't know if I should open these so I could like show the tag or if I should just leave them shut. And Ronnie was just basically like, oh, that crappy old thing. Like I had one of those ones. I don't know if I like redonated it or if it ever sold or whatever. And I was like, Ronnie, what are you talking about? Like, I sell these all the time. I do really well with these tiny suits. They always go international because the few that I've sold, they're like a size 34, 36. And Americans, we just don't come in those proportions.
Right?
So they never sell here. But they always sell. So shout out to Ronnie Hart because he acted like it was just the worst buy ever. And I knew that it was fire.
Fire.
You got it. Whenever people tell you like, that's trash, don't even, you never know. You just never know. What about you, Tonya? You have, I got yours over here, right?
Yes, I sold 3 of the Texas State Capitol ornaments, one for $50, one for $100, and then the link I sent you is my best one. It sold for $129.
That's crazy pants. Look at
crazy
that.
pants, and I paid like $4 for it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I got 7 left too.
You profited like the first one that sold, right?
Yeah, I made my money back with the first sale.
It's giving me a weird shipping thing there. You see that? It's like, we'll ship to the United States, read the description, and contact the seller for options.
You know, I was noticing that a couple of days ago. That does look weird. I think I did charge shipping though.
Yeah, but it's like, it won't tell me the rate. That's so strange.
That's weird. Maybe it's a hub issue because I'm not using the hub.
Ah, blaming the hub. Let me see. I didn't bring up my sales on what I had going on. Let me look at them.
I'm still working on my coloring.
Girl.
I know, it's so out of control.
I had just a lot of bread and butter items. Nothing that just really hit it out of the park. I'll talk about this. Just because I still get asked about it. I need to do a better job of making some videos. On parts, because I get asked that a lot. I saw something that sold for money. Oh. Okay. Anyway, all right, here, let me share what I got. I don't really have anything that's super exciting, but money's money. I picked up this Breville juicer, which you can't really sell for. The whole machine sells for $30 used, but I sold all of the pieces. I only have one piece left, which is the base. And when I say with parts that you're always going to have, the base is going to be the last thing that sells. The base is the last thing that sells. And the very first thing that sold was the pusher, which I always say that the pusher plungers are going to sell first. Then I sold the chopping blade, and then the bowl sold. So I paid $8.99 for the entire juicer. I sold the pusher plunger for $13.95. I sold the chopping blade for $24.95, and actually I might have sold it for more than that. And then
a juicer for a juicer?
It's a juicer. It's a Breville juicer. It looks just like this. This is the actual brand new at Macy's unit. But I paid $8.99 for a used one. So
wow.
I basically sold the pieces so far. All I have left is this little container and the base. I basically made $70 in sales on it already.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next thing was something that I thought had stopped selling. They went on a BOLO several years ago, and then the prices kind of tanked. I found this one for $2.99 at the Goodwill, and I went ahead and just threw it in the cart. So from $2.99 to $29.95 is not bad.
Yeah.
And then the next one that was kind of surprised was this little plushie. It's a Hallmark Until We Hug Again. It records a voice. I had it originally priced at like $59, and it did sell on best offer for $50, but then the person never paid. I went ahead and relisted it. It's been listed for a couple months, and the person made me a best offer of $30, so I went ahead and let it go. I only paid $1.99.
Yeah, that's super cute.
Yeah, this one's pretty hard to find. It's absolutely adorable. But yeah, you press its little feet and it records a message, and then you can play the message. So it's definitely one of a lovey for sure. It's some child's grandmother or parent, has given them that item, and so
cool.
Definitely what I classify as a lovey. If you don't know that term, loveys it can be used as far as like blankets or stuffed animals or anything that a child might have attachment issues with, like that's the only one they want, and they sleep with that, and if they don't have it, then they won't sleep.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a lovely. I had something new that I learned this week, and then now I don't remember what it was.
Does it have to do with eBay? Amazon?
It was, I don't remember. I should have written it down. Do we have any questions over in the
Let's see.
chat?
King Flip asked a question. He says, what would you do with 10K cash towards your business?
What would I do with 10K in cash for my business?
Mm-hmm.
I would put it in the bank. I would, like, I know some people would be like, oh my gosh, I would buy so much stuff, but for me and my business, I think that it would be better for me to kind of just like slowly work through it, and I don't know. What would you do?
What would I do?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably put it in the bank too until I figured out what to do with it.
What about you, April?
I would upgrade my car.
For your business?
Yes.
You're gonna get what kind of one do you want? Like a van or one of those?
Just something that's like sourcing appropriate. Like my 2006 Hyundai Sonata doesn't really get it, especially when I got a car seat, another kid. I mean, it's not a good sourcing car.
Yeah. When I bought my car, my only requirement was like that it had a large trunk, which it does if you look at it in a certain way. But now that I own it, the trunk sucks because of the way that it was designed. Even though it has fold down seats, they made the area so small for where you can put something through that even though you think it's going to fit, it won't. It just won't. It's like a disappointment every time. Every time. It's like, oh, I can put that in the trunk. No, I can't. Can't do it. So, but fortunately we have a truck, and we also have a trailer, like a 12-foot trailer. So if I ever really need to move anything,
here's the thing. My boyfriend just got he just settled out for his car accident today for the car portion. So we're going to get another vehicle today, but I just don't think that him getting a sourcing vehicle is what we need.
He doesn't think that getting a sourcing vehicle is something that you need?
Well, he tends to stay more local than I do. Like, if anybody's leaving, it's usually going to be me. I don't know.
Well, you have to have something with the ability to, if you find a great deal, you need some kind of option to.
Yeah, and I mean, no diss to the Sonata because it has served me well. But I think a lot of it is just me being tired of my car and wanting to do something different. And I have to remind myself that my boyfriend gets a new car right now. I wasn't in an accident last week. I don't get a new car.
I want a Ford Explorer. When I rented a Ford Explorer, and I'm a Chevy girl, so that's hard for me to say, but I rented a Ford Explorer for 2 weeks last year when we went to Virginia and back, and I had it for 2 weeks. I fell in love with that SUV.
Yeah, they're nice.
Awesome. Let's see.
I drive a 4Runner and I love it. It's got plenty of room. I can put the back seat down and lots of room.
Sorry, I'm trying to get all the questions out of the chat quick. You
want me to ask some of those questions?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and start going through the questions and get on to our topic of the week.
Okay, so Stone Mason says, if you find a bunch of things like the mug that sold at a wide range of price, do you go to the high end of the list? High end to list?
Absolutely, every time, and twice on Sundays. I usually, when I'm doing research in the field, I'll always sort by pre-owned and then highest to lowest, and then I go maybe a third of the way down. Whatever that third happens to be, that's probably where I'm going to price.
Yeah.
I price on the high end of things as well. However, in the past couple of days, I have been thinking about it because I scroll through my items and I'm like, man, I would be happy if this sold for $15 less than it is. And I've been thinking about, like, is my business model that I have now really appropriate? It was fine whenever I only had 175 items in my store, and I didn't really have any problem letting them sit. They can sit forever as far as I care. But now that I've got like 500 things in my store, I don't really want them sitting that long. It totally changes the long tail idea of stuff when you start having more things. I really want that money back. You got to think that's a lot of money that's sitting out there, the price I paid into it. So I've been thinking about lately that if maybe I want to go with a business model more like Chad's, where he's not bottom pricing it, but he is less than, slightly less than everybody else, in a reasonable manner. Some people just price things stupid, but if you know what it's worth, its market value, and you price it slightly under market value, would it help get through these items faster? Because me having 500 items that are listed and they're not sold yet, that's a lot of invested money in there, even if they're, even if they were $2 a piece, that's $1,000, but they weren't $2 a piece. I know I paid up for some of those things, so there's probably, $2-3 grand outside,
Well, what I do is, of course I do research for every item, but I am going to come in under everybody else. Like, even if it's by $5, I still want to beat everybody else's price.
I have been, I really would like to do some type of experiment and just, end my listing, and bring it back up repriced at a slightly lower price and see. Because, items like I have, that Fitbit scale that I bought, and I have it priced $69, which is the market value price on that scale. Mm-hmm. But I paid $5.99 for it, and if it sold for $49 today, I would be happy with that. You know what I mean?
You should do a little experiment with a couple items.
I think I will. How about, let me write that down so that way I don't say, I will, and then a month from now you go, hey, how did that go? And I'm like, oh, I never did it. I think what I'm going to do is just take some of my stuff that I have that's a little higher priced and relist it on a slightly lower price and just see if it goes.
Yeah.
And we'll report back next week.
That's fine.
Yeah, sounds good.
Lower price. What else do we got for questions?
Let's see. Brian, the Oakbrook picker, asked, do your Goodwills have midi bins, clothes in piles not hung, t-shirts, etc.? I have found some good stuff for $1.50.
No.
I have seen a few stores where they have pulled all of the shoes, and it was like they did it before it made it to the outlet. Like they were pulling them to send them to the outlet, but they had them in the store and they were priced, oh, this whole bin is $3.99. Or I've seen them do it after the holiday and they'll have an entire bin of Halloween stuff. Or they used to have where they would take stuffed animals, and because there's some of our Goodwills that just don't sell plush. You don't find it on the shelf. They have a really small toy section. They don't sell plush, but what they will have is like a playpen full of stuffed animals wrapped in cellophane, and it's $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the only bins that I've seen. I think just because we have an outlet and it's a 24-hour store, like it's a 24-hour outlet, that they really don't. I mean, the outlet just needs the stuff. Just take it to the outlet.
Wait, what? It's open 24 hours?
Yeah.
You can go to Goodwill like at 3 a.m. and shop?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I would never sleep. I would never ever sleep. I would need to start doing drugs.
Oh my goch, how fun.
Lewis would be like, are you cheating on me? Like, no, I'm at the outlet. Leave me alone. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, babe. Go back to sleep.
How close is that to your house, Deb?
It's in South Austin. The outlet actually used to be just across the highway. But they moved it a couple years ago, and it's out. It's out in southeast Austin.
So if we're coming to North Austin, are we going to drive through South Austin? Are we going to? Is it out of the way?
No. You coming from Houston, you come into North Central Austin on 290. So you wouldn't end up.
I wonder how far out of the way it is.
It's not. It's 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to totally go there. Check it out. I've never been to an outlet. I think it'd be so much fun.
I got a couch, girl. I got a couch. I got an air mattress. You can totally have my living rooms. Yeah. So yeah. Since we don't have outlet, since we do have an outlet, I don't think the stores feel the need to have miniature bins. What else we got?
Let's see. Thelma Thrift asked, April, tell us the best-selling sizes in men's dress shirts.
Men's dress shirts. That's a tough one for me because I do so few shirts these days. And it's interesting because as a newer reseller, you will do a lot of shirts because shirts are easy.
Mm-hmm.
They're abundant. As far as sizes, dress shirt sizes, I'm going to say the bigger sizes you're going to get the most money for, 18 and up. Your most common sizes, the easiest to move are going to be like a 15, 15 and a half, 16, 16 and a half, because those are very, very common sizes. So I don't really know which answer you were looking for. The best selling is going to be, the smaller sizes, but I think you'll get way more money for the larger, harder to find sizes.
Okay.
Very good.
I found that too with plus size clothing. I feel like the plus size clothing sells really well and for good prices.
Tonya sent me a shirt.
Isn't it pretty?
I like it. She sent me a shirt. I have a really hard time finding clothing my size. And at the retail stores, they're so expensive. When you're bigger, for some reason they feel like a graphic tee is $48. And it's like
crazy.
It's insane the amount of money that they want to charge for clothing. And so I only ever buy it if it's on like super clearance. And I never find it in the thrift store because it seems like people that are my size tend to hang on to their clothing for a really long time. And so when you do find it, it's all worn out and stained and stretched out, and it's just not nice looking, and it's from like 8 years ago, and so I have a really hard time finding anything economical in my size. So Tonya sent me a shirt because apparently she has better access to them than I do. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And if anybody else would like to send me clothing, you can send it to P.O. Box 2. But okay, so what else do we have? Oh, they're talking about my bruise. This is from they try to draw my blood, and since I take a blood thinner, it bruises really bad. So I have bruises everywhere, and I've got a big one right here from the IV from Sunday. So yes, no, my husband isn't abusing me. I do get that at the stores. When I rearranged my office, picking up all the boxes and doing all this stuff, I had bruises all up and down my arms, and this lady at Walmart was like, honey, are you okay? And I was like, oh yes ma'am, I take a blood thinner and I was this and this, because I think she thought I was like being abused.
Oh.
So yeah. Okay, Kelly was asking, how do you stop a good till canceled listing? You go in and you end it. I'll show you how to do it real quick, and then we need to talk about Amazon because we haven't done it at all. We're so bad. Okay, so what you do to end let's not do it on that screen because that's our Hangout window. Hang on. You just go in and you press the little button and then, the thing next to it, and then you're going to go to action, and then you're going to go to end. That's all you do. And you just end it. That's how you do it. So there you go. Okay. So, April, let's talk about Amazon.
Okay.
How are things going with your Amazon now that the changes are being made, like all the restrictions and all of? Yes. Has it changed your game at all?
Yeah, I'm not selling on Amazon anymore.
You're not selling on Amazon anymore?
I haven't sent anything in.
Wow, that's a huge change.
Yeah.
That was
I'm really upset with Amazon.
that was a really large part of your business.
Yeah.
It was significant, but I think when I did well on Amazon, it was usually more luck than anything else. So,
but you were lucky a lot.
I would stumble on stuff and make like crazy money, but that may happen. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm not going out sourcing for Amazon right now either. I don't feel like doing, Toys R Us and Walmart. I'm cool on that.
I ran into that when I was at HEB, which is our local grocery store here in Texas. And I was scanning stuff, that typically I would send into Amazon, and it was all restricted. And I was just like, dang, this stinks, because it was only $2 and I could sell it for $25, but I couldn't send it in. So then I was going to have to put it on eBay and sell it for $12,
Yeah.
So
what I have been getting is like small stuff, like socks. I've gotten a ton of socks recently to sell on Amazon. The Ralph Lauren socks I actually got to send in the FBA, and then when I got home, I could do better with them on eBay if I like lotted them together. So they did go in the FBA. But I recently picked up some body glove socks that I'm pretty sure I'm going to send into Amazon because they were like $5 a pack, and they're going for $25 to $40 a pack on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I noticed on the some of the stuff that I was picking up, like the K-cups and stuff, that if I could have sent them into Amazon, that would have been fine, but I'm better off putting them in a lot on eBay and selling 4 of them at one time than, what was I going to say about you? I can't remember. You're beautiful today. There you go. Tonya, what about you? Because you do different stuff that you're sending into Amazon. How is that?
I mean, I'm always sending stuff in. I try to get a shipment out at least once a week. That's always the plan, but it doesn't always work out that way. But I send in stuff, books, board games. If I come across one-offs when I'm at the thrift store and they're new and sealed, I'll send those in too. It's nice having to do all that work, initially, and then just waiting and collecting the money. That's the best part.
So on your books, because you do a lot of books, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you sending those in, or are you doing them merchant fulfilled?
I do both. So
and what makes you decide what's best to do?
Well, I'm going to send it, or I'm going to sell it wherever I can make the most money.
So when you're, let's just say, buying books at the garage sale for $1, what is your price point that you're like, oh, this is something I'm going to, like your merchant fulfilled books, are they all low dollar books that you're?
No, not always. I mean, I have a lot of high dollar books too. I guess I would say the lowest I would go is maybe $4, $3 or $4 from merchant fulfilled. I don't mind flipping a book that I bought for $0.25 and selling it for $3. I'm still going to make a profit off of it, and I'm going to possibly get another feedback for it. So it's all good.
I'm sorry, I couldn't figure out what dead frozen feed people meant.
That's a little disturbing.
I think they mean that the chat froze on them, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, I have been listing more things merchant fulfilled than I typically do lately. Just because I haven't been sending in a lot of stuff. I haven't sent a shipment since March, which is a huge change because typically I was sending something in every month, and then now I haven't sent anything in 6 months, And I think a lot of people have kind of halted their Amazon businesses in a way. I think you're the only person I know, Tonya, that is just like, I'm sending in 3 boxes a week, and but almost everyone I know, Jeff Davidson, I know he quit FBA entirely. I know Paul Gummerson, who used to do a lot of FBA, he's no longer doing it at all. So, and then, there are several other multiple people that I've heard in the groups that are just like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. Is it just that you think it's different products for you that makes you continue to be successful at sending them in, or?
Well, I'll use the penny books, for example. So a book might be going for a penny merchant fulfilled, but it might not have that many sellers FBA, and maybe I can get $15 for the book if I send it in. So, and if I pay a quarter or even up to $2 for it, I'm still going to send it in, and I can still make a profit on that.
Right.
And it costs nothing to send this stuff in since, Amazon's contracted with UPS, so it's really cheap.
Yeah, it is super duper cheap. I think that, I don't know what changed with me about why I, have just been very, like, when I'm at the Goodwill, I don't scan the media anymore like I used to, and that was a huge part of my Amazon business, was media. Going through the DVDs and CDs, and I was only getting the new ones. I would pull out all the new ones and then scan them. And that was a huge part of my business. And then I've completely stopped doing that. And I don't know if it's just something personal where I just mentally was like, I don't want to do that anymore. Or, or what.
That's okay. I mean, I think that we all come, in and out of phases and stages of what we like selling. And, sometimes we're into it and sometimes we're not. I think that's okay. But for me personally, with media, it's, I've always done it. I've never stopped. And it's been a good source of income for me.
Yeah, I need to get a game plan where I specifically am like, okay, I am going to do media, because it was a nice backer for me. It did bring a nice extra income that covered a lot of things where, a couple $100 was great, $800, that's awesome. Which it's not hard to do media at all.
It's super easy.
Yeah. And so I think that what I need to do is follow the plan that I was going to do to begin with, which was, go to the store, find my stuff, and then spend 20 minutes over in the media section and just...
Yes, and do it now because it's Q4, right? So people are going to buy books, they're going to buy DVDs and CDs for presents, so...
Yeah, people are very nostalgic as well when it comes to gift time and those old VHSs and DVDs. When it's
that's
like,
a good idea.
My boyfriend said that his favorite movie when he was 3 was Land Before Time, and so I need to buy that for him for Christmas.
Right.
So April, now that Q4 is coming up, you're just not focusing on Amazon anymore?
No. I'm not focusing on it, but truthfully, I never really have. Like, I go to stores, I scan a few things that kind of jump out at me, and I see if I can make money or not. I've never been a huge fan of the Amazon process. I think I've been very vocal about that. And the one thing that I used to do is I used to kind of scan local ads for printers and stuff. That's probably like the most strenuous thing that I ever did as far as my Amazon wing of my business. But I just don't do that anymore because what am I looking for? Other than like maybe some wholesale stuff, some pallet stuff. But my printers, that was like my big thing. That was my huge thing. And that's gone.
So in the chat, they're talking about the new restrictions, and this is kind of like an unofficial list, but the new restricted brands, I'm going to run through them really quickly because there's a lot of them, are Adidas, Farberware, LG, Pokemon, Wilton, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren, Evenflow, American Girl, MEJ, Champion, which I know is huge for people that bought clearance at Target, Mophie, 47 brand, Crest, there goes your whitening strips, Asics, Funko, so all of your little pop vinyls are out. KitchenAid, Nike, Shopkins. That is huge for some people.
Yeah.
Ran their entire business off of Shopkins. Star Wars, Dell, Interdesign, True Religion, Disney, Puma, Connects, All Clad, Skip Hop, that's from Target. That's a really popular baby brand. Ergo Baby, Hasbro, Lego, Paw Patrol, Sony, Little Tyke, Samsung. Let's see, some of the more common brands. A lot of kitchen stuff, man. That really kills a lot of people's businesses from TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross. That's where I know a lot of people were picking up kitchen items. So Calphalon, Cuisinart, those are all gone. Munchkin, which hit me the other day, those were the items I was talking about that were $2, and I could have sold them for $25, but they were Munchkin brand. They're restricted now. Mattel, Crayola, Melissa and Doug.
Yeah, Melissa and Doug.
That's huge for people. Toys R Us, Toys R Us arbitrageurs. Converse, Tom's, Fisher-Price, Under Armour, Microsoft and HP hit people super duper duper hard. L'Oreal, Skechers, Dyson. I mean, these are all really popular brands that we all were sending in to Amazon.
Now, were all of these that you just listed just recently restricted?
Those are all the new recent restrictions.
That's crazy. That really hurts people for Q4 for their plans that they might have had.
Yes.
Well, and I know for me that a large part of the reason I don't feel motivated to go and source for Amazon is because who at Amazon is thinking about all these small businesses, right? In the fourth quarter. Like who? Did anybody say, well, what about these lowly FBA sellers? No. And frankly, I'm just thankful that I wasn't one of those people that was like, screw eBay, I'm going to do Amazon exclusively. Because now, it has to be a tough place to be in.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to go ahead and link that list over in the chat. Now, some resellers have been reporting that they are not coming up as restricted. And I know that like there's some HP printers that were coming up on my list as that I could sell them. That doesn't necessarily mean that maybe if I sent them in, it wouldn't end up stranded.
Yeah. You know? I've heard that. Like with Legos. Like I heard people in the green room talking about how, oh my gosh, all of a sudden Legos are restricted, but yet some people came back and said that they were still able to list it.
Yeah, there were some Legos that were coming up on my list saying that they weren't restricted, like Lego Frozen Castle, and I'm like, give me a break. Okay, first, Frozen was for a long time restricted, and then Lego's restricted now, and so I got Lego Frozen together, and you're telling me I can sell it? I don't believe it.
So do you think that it has something to do with the fact, like, if you've actually ever sold the product before?
I've heard that as well, that was kind of like a theory, was that if you had experience selling the product and there wasn't any issues with that maybe you might still be kind of grandfathered into, that area. But that's so frightening because you really can't get into anything too deep because at any moment they can be like, okay, you can't sell this. It's now in your stranded inventory. Get it all back.
It makes me want to like go and list something in every category I'm approved for right now because I don't want to take that chance just in case.
Yeah, it's I know that it hit people really hard, and I feel fortunate that I wasn't very deep into Amazon, that I never was really like, I'm gonna do this, like, because I know that there's a lot of people that they don't know what they're doing at this point. They're like, how are we going to survive? Our business is completely changed.
Yeah.
And, I know personally when you have a product and you have a method and you have a flow of what you're doing with your business and the products that you're sourcing, and then all of a sudden it's like, you can't sell that anymore.
Yeah, that bites.
Yeah. I mean, they basically got, they got divorce papers served to them by Amazon, Right. You need to make some changes or we're getting divorced, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't figure out what they were saying about paying to be able to list in the categories because I was like, okay, if you're trying to prevent counterfeit, don't you think the counterfeit people have money? Like, they've got a huge operation.
Right?
I think that Amazon just needs to stop allowing the Chinese sellers to begin with. You know, because that's where the problem
Gosh,
comes
Deb.
in. That's where the problem comes in, is all of the sellers that are
Yeah, that's true.
directly out of China. And I see it on eBay too. When I was listing the what I call Tsum Tsums, I don't know how you say them, but I could scroll down and see the ones saying from China, from China, from China, and they weren't the same thing.
Yeah.
They were presented as the same thing, but they had character details that were off, meaning they're counterfeit.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I don't understand why they didn't just say no. If you're not with, if you're in China, you can't sell on our platform.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Amazon, that's their business. So I'll just stick with eBay. eBay's my friend.
eBay's your friend.
We're like this. eBay's my homeboy. So I was trying to find before we go, we had some questions that were over on the Facebook page, and I need to address those before we leave. One of the questions was, can you sell vintage on Amazon? And I would say yes. I mean,
Yeah.
It's collectible.
Actually, Amazon, and I don't know what it's called. I should have looked it up, but they have their own little thing now, to where you can sell vintage, or maybe it's handmade stuff. I take it back. I think it's handmade stuff.
It's Amazon Create, right? Or what is it
called?
called?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. The other question we had was, she says, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm either on with eBay or on with FBA. It's so hard to do both. How do you incorporate both eBay and FBA into your business?
I struggle with that.
I do too.
Daily. I want to be successful at both. And what I always try to do is, for an hour, I'm going to work on only eBay stuff. And then for, the next hour, only Amazon stuff. So I just try and find a balance.
When I was sending in stuff to Amazon pretty consistently, I struggled with that a lot, where I was either listing all on eBay or I was spending a week working only on Amazon. I never could do both at the same time. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do a few hours of Amazon and get the shipment out and then I'm going to work on eBay. I'm horrible about switching gears. So.
How did you do it, April?
I don't have a magic formula. Like, I just don't. Once I get a significant pile of FBA stuff, I send it. But I've never, ever, ever sent more than like a box a week to Amazon. And a box a week was like last year during Q4. I mean, like one shipment a week, because the shipment was boxes. But it's never been something that I did several times a week. So I accumulate Amazon stuff, and when I have enough for a shipment, I do a shipment.
Yeah. Do you keep your shipments at like 30 items?
Sometimes. Usually that's the average shipment, unless I've done some kind of OA or RA and I have 6 cases of shoes, because sometimes that happens as well.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
What?
Real quick, Deb, I wanted to say something, because last year around this time of year I bought a bunch of kids boots from Kohl's and sent them into Amazon, and obviously they set all summer, but they're doing really, really, really well now. As far as I can tell, they're not restricted. So that's probably a niche that people can look into if they want to get started, because those things are cheap this time of year.
What was the brand again?
The brand was actually Carter's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, some people aren't ungated for shoes, so
yeah, that's like the first thing you should do if you open an Amazon seller account is apply to be ungated in shoes and clothes and handbags.
Yeah, because sometimes you can just get right in. Like if you answer the questions properly, you're in.
And if you don't know the answers, ask somebody.
Mm-hmm. You better ask somebody. This other question is just a vent. Okay, so that's it. It's one of those, why does Amazon let people blah, blah, blah? Well, I don't know. Because they do, because they own it.
Right.
Just that way. I think that's all the questions that we had in the chat, right?
I think so.
You ladies have anything special going on this week that you wanted to talk about? Shows, videos, events, tours?
Tours?
You can see Tonya in San Diego at 7 p.m. on Friday.
Tonya at Goodwill down on Main at 9 a.m.
Tonya. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I think we're going to close out for the day. If you have any additional questions, you can go ahead, or if you didn't catch the show live, post them down in the comment section, and we will try to get to them. And if we don't know the answers, we'll find somebody that does. So, but other than that, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you have a really amazing week. Bye.